Tracy Hess, Zoned2BToned. Again, we're here with fitness expert from Zoned2BToned, Walt Bloom. Walt, last week you kicked assets doing the leg training. What are we going to train this week?
Tracy, this week we're going to work on chest. Okay, obviously everybody wants a toned chest, guys, women. Everybody wants their chest to look good. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show everybody 2 or 3 basic exercises for chest. The ones that I'm going to demonstrate are just one type. I'm going to make sure that I tell you a little bit more about other exercises you can do either with a barbell or a dumbbell. But what I'm going to demonstrate today is just one example and one option for you. Okay?
Awesome. Take it away, Walt.
The first exercise I'm going to show you for chest today is an incline movement. You can work the chest, the upper part of the chest, the midline of the chest, and the lower part of the chest. It depends on the angle of the movement. I like to start my chest workouts with an incline movement only because for men and for women, on the pectoral muscle, if there's any part that is underdeveloped, it tends to be the top of the chest. Most of the movements that we do in the gym or even around our normal day, you work the midline of the chest a lot. But when you work the upper part of the chest, it gives it a nice full appearance, gives it a nice line across the top of the body. So the exercise I'm going to do today is the hammer strength incline seated bench press, only because I can demonstrate, I can talk to you while I'm doing it. But you can do an incline bench press with a dumbbell, with dumbbells, with a barbell. You can do it with cables, but this is what we're going to do today. I want to make sure when in any machine you're in it properly. My feet are flat on the ground, my back is flat against the machine. I'm going to grab just like that on the handles. I'm going to extend up. Now what I'm not going to do is lock my arms out entirely. As soon as you lock your arms out, then you have bone on bone. 2 things happen that are bad. Number 1, your muscle stops really working because the bone's holding it up and the joint becomes in danger of getting injured. So again, the exercise is going to be nice and smooth. As far as breathing goes, whenever you're working against gravity, I recommend to exhale, inhale on the way down. But as long as you're breathing, that's the important thing. Just like that, nice and smooth. See, I'm coming back just till my arms are at a 90-degree angle. I'll talk a little bit about range of motion at our next exercise. I'm going to press up, just short of lockout with my arms, come down nice and smooth. So it's up and squeeze, down nice and smooth. Just like that, nice and easy. Okay? That's how you're going to work the upper part of the chest. We're going to move over. Next, I'm going to show you an exercise for the mid part of the chest. Next exercise we're going to do for the chest workout is a cable crossover. That's going to work primarily the middle part of the chest. What you want to make sure of on a cable crossover, and this is where range of motion comes into play. Range of motion obviously is very important in any exercise. You want to make sure that you go through a full range of motion so that you're exercising the muscle completely. However, there is sometimes the danger of going through too wide of a range of motion, especially when the shoulders are involved. It's a very mobile joint. So you want to make sure that anytime you're doing a chest exercise, your upper arm comes back no further than your shoulder. You don't want it back behind you like that, otherwise you can tend to injure the shoulder joint. For a cable crossover, you're going to take each handle in your hand. I like to stand right in the center. I like to bend my knees a little bit, lean forward just a bit as if I'm skiing. And you're going to come down, bring the hands together. Now, one of the functions of the chest is to bring the upper arms across the body. And the closer you can get your upper arms to each other, the better contraction you'll have on the chest. So when I do my exercise, when I do the cable crossover, I like to come down, turn my hands just a little bit, so almost like my pinkies are touching. It gets a couple extra inches of contraction at the bottom. Going to come up, see once again, I'm not letting my arms go past the 90-degree or parallel with the floor. Down and squeeze, and up. Once again, exhale on the way down, exhale when you're exerting, inhale on the way up. Squeeze for a second at the bottom, and back up. Just like that. Now when you're finished, come up, nice and easy, one side, then the other. That's how you do a cable crossover. The third exercise I want to show you today for chest is something that's going to work the lower part of the chest. I picked an exercise that is a little bit unusual, not real popular, because I want to show you that it is possible sometimes to train a muscle even if you have injuries. For instance, a lot of times when you have a shoulder injury or an elbow injury, it's hard to train your chest. This is an exercise, it's kind of like a reverse dip, and it will work the lower part of the chest. Especially as guys, as we get older, we kind of get that flattened out part of the pec down there, and this will help you keep a nice clean line around the bottom part of the chest. In addition, it'll keep the full development of the chest going so that one part of the chest is not overdeveloped. It's a very simple, basic exercise. It's a little bit tricky to get the hang of, so I'm going to show you real slowly. All you're going to do, you're going to sit down in the machine, your back's going to be against the pad, feet flat, and you're going to just let your shoulders come up like that. If you notice, my elbows aren't bending a bit. My elbows are still straight. And I'm going to press right back down, just like that. This works the pectoralis minor. It's a deep muscle. It sits deep in the chest, sits underneath at the very bottom. You know, as I said before, it's going to help you keep a nice clean line, especially guys, as we get older, that's what happens. So you want to make sure that you keep that nice round, clean line at the bottom. Again, inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. As far as reps go, remember, in the beginning, you want to do a very high rep warm-up set, 15, 20, maybe 25 reps. And then use a weight that's going to allow you to get 12 to 15 reps out of it. You know, those last few reps, you want them to be fairly difficult. You don't want to finish a set and think you didn't do anything. At the same time, you don't want to ever let the weight control you. You control the weight, so it's going to look like this. Just like that. When you finish, stand up. Now those 3 exercises together will constitute a very good, very complete chest workout. So thanks a lot, and next week I'll be back and have some more tips for a different body part. Thank you very much. Take care.